to talk to you again, and welcome to Cryptic Chronicles, a podcast for open-minded free thinkers, where we explore all the weird and enigmatic aspects of existence, the paranormal, esoterica, and lore across a vast amount of cryptic topics. So buckle up, because it's time to get weird. Today on the show, I'm going to be joined by Dimetries Leroy Smith, who is a fellow podcaster of the Anything Goes Renegade Podcast. On his podcast, he talks about karma, throat chakras, and Reiki, and third eye chakra, Reiki, healing situations. Really interesting esoteric podcast. And we're also going to be joined by Angie Allen and Gabriel Badass. Gabriel, we've had on the show before, if you remember the Cthulhu Mythos episode back when we talked about the outer gods. Same guy. Oh, and Angie Allen is one of the admins on the Facebook group. In any case, we're going to talk about the nature of energy, both scientific and esoteric. So, let's get into it, shall we? I'm your host, Tim Hacker, and you're listening to Cryptic Chronicles.
I feel like the pirate from SpongeBob. Are you ready, kids?
We are ready. Hello and welcome to Cryptic Chronicles. Today we have a show that is going to be pretty crazy. When are you guys going to start? Do you want to start off, Dimetries?
Yeah, sure. I'll start off. Yeah. All right, here we go. Of course, we are going to be talking about energy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for some unknown reason, I researched all last week about vibration and frequency. God only knows why. I have done my share of research on energy and have experience with it, which I'm pretty sure everybody else have. But to understand vibration and frequency, we gotta understand what energy is.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna just kind of jump in here really quick. This is
Dimetries Leroy Smith,
who's incredibly influential in the Facebook group Spiritual Freedom, and the host of the show, Anything Goes Renegade Podcast. The topic is for today is going to be all about energy, with Dimetries taking the lead. How you doing, man? You ready for a great show?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And with us is Angie Allen and Gabriel Badass, two well-known members of Cryptic Chronicles.
Thank you for having us.
Hey.
So let's just go ahead and continue.
All right. Okay. Now, the way I got my understanding of energy is my practice with Reiki. How it flows, how it moves, how it feels, and how it influences people, your emotions, everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Well, almost everything to a certain extent.
Hey, Dimitri, how long have you been practicing Reiki?
I would say for about 7 years.
And in layman's terms, what is Reiki exactly?
According to people, Reiki is a universal life force energy.
All right, awesome.
Universal life force energy.
Yeah, but I just call it's our own life force we are using.
So would you say it's like chi?
That's what I think it is.
Mm.
It's like using chi in an easy way, in an easy manner.
It's also called, I think, Vril from Norse mythology.
Right.
Piranha.
Yeah, tons of words for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What were the most groundbreaking discoveries for your personal paradigm that you made through your research?
Let's just say I try to do something stupid with it.
Yeah, most of us have tried doing dumb things with
Energy.
with our own energy. Trust.
And it backfired horribly. I tried to influence somebody with my own energy. And let's just say that result did not end well on my... But I've learned a lesson, though.
Can you elaborate on the consequences?
The consequences is, okay, I tried to influence this person to go out with way before I met my wife. And let's just say but she ended up hating me for all I did, guys, I visualized my energy going to her, the outcome. She felt it. She
She felt it?
busted me out. Yeah, she felt it. I didn't know she was open.
Yeah, that's unusual.
Yeah. Well, it's they say that with using energy, usually it turns into a manifestation. So whatever we're projecting out there, it usually comes back at us, either good or bad, depending
Oh,
on
yeah.
how we're using the energy.
That's absolutely true. But I'm just thinking of in the context of like what I know about the occult. Usually people can only tell where the energy is coming from as the specific person sending the energy if you use something
Yes.
called blood magic. So if you use your blood in the influence of the energy, then they'll know that you did it. But if you don't use that, it's actually very hard to tell where the energy is coming from. And it usually has to be somebody that's already sensitive,
Yes. So she was probably really sensitive.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
But what happened?
It's been long ago. I just say she just chewed me from one side to the other side out, and we haven't spoken.
You haven't spoken since?
Nope.
Damn, that really pissed her off. But isn't like everybody, we're always all just like mushing our energies together, using our energy to influence each other, whether we are aware of it or not.
Yes. It happens a lot, especially, you know where I see it happening a lot?
Where?
In cryptic.
Facebook in general.
Yeah, Facebook in general. But and our channel usually happens with people that we usually have a lot of contact with, like with Tim, with Kelly, Michael, Adam lately. A lot right now with Mr. Larry.
Oh yeah, Larry.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, because
Larry's hilarious.
Larry has high energy.
Yeah, he does. So you feel it too, you know, like when he's on a good road, you're like, what the hell is this guy thinking, you know?
Yeah, and it's interesting how that energy can sometimes change your consciousness or the way that you're thinking at the moment. Because I remember, like, I've ran into situations with the homeless shelters where all I had to do was like walk up to a situation, and it was just like, bleh, like blew me away in my mind, and it changed the entire way I was experiencing my consciousness. Like, because the person was like really pissed off and acting aggressive.
Mm-hmm. You can feel it before you get to the person.
Yeah, and it's just like a wave over you, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, or even a wall, like where you just
Definitely.
where it's impossible to even walk up to the person.
Definitely.
Which is why I was trying to make jokes. I know.
You know what, Dimitri, you're really right, because like I don't show it on Facebook. I show it once in a while when I'm mad about like what's going on with the protesters and what's going on in government. But overall, I try to, be the joker in the group, or put out good vibes here.
Yeah.
Places, but for the most part,
you totally do that.
Yeah, for the most part, I try to keep the vibes as positive as I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I think people take my memes and stuff that I post too literally sometimes, because it's really shouldn't be taken at face value. But then again, there's a lot of people who haven't done the work to really understand what Cryptic Chronicles is about, where we're not really trying to preach anything. We're just exploring. No. We're exploring with open minds.
Hey, Dimitri, you're not in Cryptic Chronicles?
Yeah,
he is.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where I've seen you mostly. Spiritual freedom. That's why I was like, what? I seen him somewhere else before.
Yeah, he's big time in spiritual freedom, but I got him to come over.
That's good.
Come to the dark side.
Come to the dark side.
So we're all made of matter, atoms, electrons, particles, waves, quarks, and all that breaks down to energy. Matter is essentially a dense form of light, and many of the particles that make up matter constantly blink in and out of existence, seeming to be ready for any possible outcome that it must change to. And so with quantum physics backing up a lot of what people have thought in the past concerning energy and metaphysical circles, new age circles, spiritual circles, it's funny how science and the spiritual kind of coincide on this matter.
Well, I think a lot of it was like this a long time ago with alchemy. Alchemy used all science, religion, and transmutations. And we kind of threw alchemy in the background, saying it was a bad thing to do things. It wasn't religiously, it wasn't correct, because you would have to transmutate matter into other substances. So they consider it what they call witchcraft or the devil's magic, or dumb names like
Yeah.
that.
So the thing is
but-
about that is you're 100% correct. And Hermeticism and alchemy are the original science.
Yes, I agree.
And that goes down to our founding fathers, Newton, all of them. Guess what all of the founding fathers and all the people we hold in all this high esteem were? They were secret occultists, bro. They were Masons. They were all of that. They were alchemists. They were Hermeticists. And that's the original science.
Yes, I agree. Totally agree.
We were just talking about that the other day.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's like, but we have a modern religion called scientism, which is a dogma all its own, and it's science that went off wrong and kind of spiraled out of control. Because real science understands that not everything can be explained with a scientific method, and there's a lot that we are incapable of comprehending, just with the limitations of being human and our technology and our advancement in natural selection, evolution, whatever you want to say. So yeah, scientism likes to talk on all the spiritual stuff and whatnot, but scientism is a dogma and actually a modern religion. Real scientists don't think that science can solve everything, and they understand just how inept we are in our current ability to comprehend the universe. So with alchemy and with Hermeticism being the original sciences, they already discovered back then the extreme importance of energy. Would you agree, Dimetris?
Yeah, I agree.
Scientism is basically mainstream materialist beliefs, which is not actual science.
No. Because science, the way they explain it right now, are just getting to the point of them not even understanding, but just getting to the point of learning about spiritualism and the soul, and how we could transcend dimensions. You know what I mean?
Totally. Well, quantum physics came to the conclusion that all the spiritual stuff about energy is, it's pretty factual, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I was watching something on TV about someone using the Tesla coil to put energy into the atmosphere so spirits could actually use the energy.
Oh.
And they would be, yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Okay, Dimitris, what do you think about that? What do you think? Does that all fit in with your Reiki energy work?
From my experience, yeah.
How are you able to move energy around, though, with your Reiki? That's what it is, right? You move energy around in the human body?
Yeah, I'm moving around with my speaking affirmation either out loud or inside my head, which it works wonders for me. I don't like to visualize. It gives me a headache half the damn time. But yeah, if I half the time, Tim, I don't even use Reiki. Sometimes I use my own energy.
How do you do that?
How I do that? When I want to use my Reiki, I just say, hey, we're trying to have a conversation here. Somebody interrupted.
Get out of here. We're talking about weird stuff.
So when I want to use my Reiki, I just say, the grace of Reiki, this person is healed, that person is healed. But when I want to use my own energy, I say something like, well, I grab my pendulum and that says something like, I send energy to this, or I move energy to my left knee to get it working again because I have a bum left knee, which I have to do that constantly.
And you said that you don't use visualization?
Not anymore.
Why not?
Well, one, considering what happened the last time, that event I told you guys about, when I was trying to manipulate somebody.
Oh, where it backfired?
Yeah, that, and it gives me a headache. Because I let all these other teeth I'm supposed to feel, smell, whatever, to the point where it just gives me a headache, stresses me out even more, because I don't know if I'm getting it right or wrong.
Do you follow any type of like guru or teacher or specific faction of tradition? I
used to follow Deepak Chopra and Doing Virtue, and not until I say about 3 or 4 years ago, I had to stop following, because I felt like what I actually wanted to learn, what I actually want to know, I can't learn from them anymore.
So you thought you basically got to the point where there was nothing left to learn.
From them two, yeah.
And you never picked up a new doctrine to invest yourself in?
I've been looking, ain't nothing except for one, and that is the Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki. Nice. Can you explain that?
From what I gathered by them, like these are the ones who supposedly created. When I first was learning about them, they created us to be slaves of, like stuff like that on gold.
You're talking about the ancient Sumerian tablets that were translated by Zechariah Sitchin?
Yeah, and when I read that, it didn't feel right. So I went and get on my search, find like a different opinion, and I only found like one person.
So do you believe that the Anunnaki were aliens or were spiritual beings?
I would say like, I don't know why I can't call them aliens. I don't know why I tell them it's weird. I want to call them aliens. Gods, I guess.
Well, who knows? Gods could just be aliens. I mean, in the eyes of primitive people, to see some like a group of advanced beings from another planet with crazy technology, that would seem pretty godlike.
Yeah. But hey, it's a trippy part. It's a trippy part. The woman that I'm learning from, she's claiming to be a challenge for the Anunnaki.
A channeler, huh?
Yeah.
And is she teaching you like energy manipulation techniques?
I saw one from a YouTube video, and this is just basically sending.
Sorry about that. We live in a farm.
Man, that guy's a cock.
It's a big one too.
It's a big cock. Anyway.
Okay, yeah. Basically, a whole YouTube video. You can find on YouTube, but just basically like sending to other people.
He's what?
I've tried it. You send like telepathic message to other people. I've tried it.
Oh, really? Is that even possible?
Yeah, it's possible.
How?
Well, basically, you are sending like a thought form to another person.
Okay. I know about thought forms, definitely.
Yeah. So that's basically what you're doing. Like you rub together, an energy ball, if you will, and you just put like a short message, not no long message, but like a short message like please contact. But the only way it'll work is that name that you know.
That you have a bond with.
Yeah, pretty much.
I agree with that too.
If you send it to a stranger, they're probably looking around like, what the hell was that?
They're like, what bit me?
Pretty much.
And you can do that without visualizing?
Yeah. You can do
It's interesting.
that without visualizing.
See, that's just so foreign to me because basically all of the teachings I've devoured, I'll teach about visualization. Build it, get stronger, visualization this, visualization that. And it's gotten to the point where like I practice my visualization techniques every day just in meditation daily and have been doing it for 7 years. And I gotten to the point where with my eyes open, I can visualize stuff and it like blocks out stuff in the real world.
Me and Angela have done that too, where we visualize like things that we want and they actually come true. Especially coming to Texas from LA, we thought it was gonna take about a year, and little by little, we just wanted it so much and visualized it that it took like 3 months.
That's badass. That is awesome. But I'm more talking about just like visualizing geometric patterns to focus on for meditation, like with my eyes slightly open in front of me, just like floating in the air.
Oh, okay.
Like I can visualize to the point where I see these geometric patterns like they're there, and if there's something behind them, it like blocks them out. Like you can't see through solid stuff, right?
Yes.
So like I've been practicing visualization so long, like I can almost make it seem like it's really there. The geometric patterns.
If I would explain why my manifestation ability has been so slow lately, because I haven't been visualizing like I used to.
Yeah, you are the first person that I've ever come across that is interested in energy and this type of subject, and that doesn't have a focus on visualization as one of the main things you got to work on. But that's not like I'm not talking against it at all, because like there's no right path. It's just all subjective. What's good for you? So if that works for you, that's awesome. I'm just saying it's unique.
One of my family tried everything.
Try everything, believe nothing.
Yeah, that stuck with me till this day.
What about the nature of energy in mainstream science?
Well, with that, I'm not really sure what's going on with that. What is it? The Hextron Collider? But in a way, I think that might be working with energy in a bad way, because they don't really know what they're doing. They're just hypothesis. How do you say it? Hypothesis of what might be. But if they're wrong, it could end up destroying not just our world, but literally the whole universe and the concept of our reality.
That's awesome.
Did it already.
And they probably have done it already, and we just don't know, you know?
Fuck it.
Hi there, thanks for listening to Cryptic Chronicles. The show is sponsored by Blueberry, and if you're interested in starting your own podcast, use our link. We'll even give your podcast a shout out. Go to crypticchroniclespodcast.com and click on the Blueberry link on the homepage. By doing so, you'll be helping the show. Blueberry is optimized for iTunes as well as all podcast hubs. You won't have to worry about expensive contracts or fees. In fact, you won't have to leave your own website. You'll have your own RSS feed and no third-party sites. Try it for a month free by going through Cryptic Chronicles. Also, if you're a fan of cryptic content, please support the show on Patreon. By giving just $1 a month, you can really assist us in posting more content frequently. You'll also have access to bonus ad-free episodes of the show and the Discord channel. To keep up with all Cryptic Chronicles content, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and of course Facebook. Give the Facebook page a like and join the Cryptic Chronicles group. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for supporting the show, but most of all, thanks for listening.
But when we look at the basics of physics and quantum physics, there seems to be a lot more concerning energy than the mainstream crowd really has in their conscious awareness. And this is in no small part thanks to the indoctrination of materialism from birth. But how do you think the world would run if common people were more aware of their true nature with energy and the very matter that makes up their body isn't even solid?
I think this world would be a better place, because we wouldn't be depending on government or other beings to be telling us what we should be doing, how we should be living our lives. We would literally manifest things on our own for ourselves and for the world.
Right? It'd be totally a different paradigm.
Oh, yes. And I think it was like that a long millennium maybe ago, where everything lived in harmony. Everything had its place.
Totally.
Yes.
Well, I think there's always a balance to things for the most part. But I think that in the past, humans were actually more advanced than they are now in a lot of ways.
Yes. Definitely. Well, we could see it in architecture from even not that long ago, thousands of years ago. There was already pyramids with high technology already in them. Nowadays, we can't even match what our ancestors did. So I could imagine civilizations millions of years ago.
Oh, me too. Who knows? Anything's possible. Our history is just a narrative. But what was I going to say? I forgot. The concept of energy has been around long before physics or New Age beliefs or metaphysics. And physics actually adopted the concept of energy from spirituality, though science was most likely raising an eyebrow at spiritual terms being objective facts. They do not like it when their narrative is fucked with.
That is true. They feel like everything besides science is inferior.
Yes, that is scientism, not true science. Because if you look at true science, a lot of the true science people from the past were extremely religious, and they could easily go back and forth. One did not blank out the other. One did not make the other irrelevant, but they could coincide and exist mutually in beneficial ways. It's scientism that it started attacking things.
You know who had the one of the greatest teachers that I've heard and read about is Thoth. He worked both magic and science at the same time.
Hermes Trismegistus?
Yes, Hermes. Thoth.
There's so many different ways to pronounce that name. It's crazy. He's also called Tahuti. Tahuti would be his more Egyptian name.
And then in the Latin culture, he was called what was his name? It means foam of the earth. No, foam of the sea. But I forget his name. He also went by the name of Quetzalcoatl for the Aztecs.
Oh yeah, Quetzalcoatl.
Yes, the father of science and magic.
They're the same thing to a lot of people.
Hey Tim.
Yeah.
I have to get ready. Going at
2:45.
2:45.
That's fine. Do whatever you got to do.
All right, Tim. I'll talk to you guys later.
Good talking to you. Bye, Angie.
Bye, Tim. Bye, Dimitri.
Bye, Dimitri.
Bye, guys.
All right. Talk to you guys soon. Hopefully, we could do this again soon.
Hell yeah.
Me too. Yeah, just give me the schedule, Tim, and I'll give you my schedule, and then we'll work something out, and we'll have another one of these.
You got it.
All right.
Thanks for letting us sit in.
Yeah.
Hell
thank
yeah.
you.
Anytime.
All right, you guys. Bye-bye.
Later.
Where did we left off?
Spiritual connection between energy and quantum physics.
I was about the violet,
What's that?
the violet flame,
The bottom plane?
violet flame.
What's that?
That is a physical, well, they call it, but it's a spiritual flame for transmutation.
Ah.
I've used it, so, but what it's supposed to do is transmute your transmute your lower energies into higher energy, and all your past mistakes, stuff of that nature. Transmute it,
That sounds like alchemy.
that's basically what it is. Ascended Master Saint Germain gave it to human beings to use.
We've talked about Saint Germain before on the show.
Oh,
Yep, we know about the Ascended Masters. It's very fascinating.
say I'm gonna use this. I've used this on my own before.
And you've had success at it?
So I used about it. I felt lighter. I felt much happier. But like to read it, I stopped using it. I stopped using it for a while. I felt much heavier, more angry.
Do you feel like you lost all the progress that you made?
Yeah.
So what is this bottom plane though? Is it like the astral plane? Or I've never really heard of that term before.
It's one of the 7 rays.
The 7 rays?
Yeah. The violet ray, what we call the violet flame, it's the highest.
Oh, I think I get it. Is this like the Sephiroth? Like the spheres?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Same thing, different name. So when you used this bottom plane, how did you exactly use this?
You set a decrees like being a violet fire, purity, desire. Say like 9. Say it in.
You might want to turn off the setting on your phone for Discord where it only starts saying what you say after it hears a voice, because you cut in and out. So you should turn it to just like it's straight up being phone mode. So what exactly were the techniques that you would use to work with this plane?
Well, basically, I did. I repeat a decree during my meditation. Can you hear me okay, Tim?
Now you keep cutting out. So you should go into the settings and just take off the Here, I can guide you through it if you want. Click on the little gear on user settings. Click on voice and video. And then look down where it says input mode and make sure that voice activity and push to talk are not checked.
Okay.
And now you should be good.
All right. Here we go.
Perfect. Yeah, go on. So how exactly did you utilize this bottom plane?
There are, well, from what I gathered, when I was using it, there was one way to use it, and that was visualization, saying the decree. With the visualization part, you have to visualize the bottom flame consuming you while you're saying a decree.
What kind of decrees? What are decrees?
Decrees are just rhythm. Mama be back. Decrees are rhythmic affirmations.
Rhythmic affirmations?
Yeah, kind of like chant.
Like a mantra?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What did the sphere look like when you visualized it? Were you told to visualize it a certain way? Or do you just do it any way you want?
You were told to visualize a certain way, but my advice is just do it your own way.
Everyone's the best teacher to themselves.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Chamber of Mysteries. I am Anubis, the Egyptian god of death and guide through the underworld. Recently, the goddess Ma'at pointed out to me that the scales of justice have not been in balance. This is not good and can bring chaos to the multiverse. But you, dear mortal, may help in averting this cosmic disaster by supporting Cryptic Chronicles. In doing so, you will gain ad-free episodes of the podcast, as well as bonus content only for patrons. In spreading free thinking and higher knowledge, the forces of darkness are kept at bay. Simply subscribe to the Chronicler's Vault at crypticchronicles.com. And by pledging a single $1 a month, you can help keep Apophis in the void and Ra's sky chariot soaring proudly through the universe.
Anubis, don't forget to tell them about iTunes and spreading the show.
Oh, right. Thank you, Ma'at. Please, mortal, help broaden the scope of listeners for the podcast by leaving a good review on iTunes and share every episode or any Cryptic Chronicles content as much as you can. In doing so, we can increase the audience and fans for the show, spreading it across all the consciousness of humanity. Help fight the darkness by supporting Cryptic Chronicles, and assist the Goddess of the Scales and I, Anubis, God of Death, in bringing balance to the planes of existence. The astral currents must be calmed, and the opposites must be reconciled. As above, so below. Farewell, mortal.
Well, there is a connection between the spiritual view of energy and quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics being all about explaining the behavior of subatomic particles at the nanoscopic level. And quantum mechanics is one of the most successful branches of physics. And my mom was actually a physics teacher, so I've had these ideas rolling around in my head since I was a kid. And there's actually countless experiments that objectively prove the laws of quantum mechanics, such as the double slit experiment. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah. I've seen that. I watched that video.
Yeah, with the wave particles basically acting different if a conscious being is looking at it or not. So it's been proven that the universe is, in a way, from a certain point of view, aware of itself. And it's also aware if someone is looking at certain parts of it. How mind-blowing is that?
Well,
That's science, dude.
how come they couldn't teach us in school?
Because they don't teach you stuff that's useful in school. You gotta look deeper. Like all this physics and higher knowledge stuff, like you gotta go out and get it on your own. Because they don't really want people to be smart and empowered. They just want people dumb enough to do their job and pay their taxes and spend money. But we're all basically, we're all made of matter. We're all made of atoms, electrons, particles, waves, quarks, and all that basically breaks down to energy. Matter is essentially a dense form of light, and many of the particles that make up matter constantly blink in and out of existence itself, seeming to be ready to change for any possible outcome that you may do. So with quantum mechanics, any decision you're trying to make, the energy behind in the quantum world is all at the same time blinking in and out of existence, ready to change for whatever decision you make, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So every single decision you could possibly make all exists at the same time and doesn't exist before you make it. So it seems like energy is just like a computer, like extremely efficient computer program that is matter and the universe. Well, it can be looked at that way. And what about the many? Go on.
Sorry. You just got me thinking about something.
What's that?
Quantum jumping.
It's possible. Dude, this matter is constantly blinking in and out of existence is technically time traveling. So quantum jumps are completely possible. We just haven't discovered the technology to interact with the universe in that matter. However, personally, I think that you can only go forward in time. You can't go backwards. If it is possible to go backwards in time, essentially you just leave that timeline and you create a new one. Because what's happened has already happened.
Much.
But what about the many... Go on.
Oh, sorry. I tried. I almost left this time into another.
What? Really?
Yeah.
How's that possible? Can you explain?
Dude, I wish I could. It happened in a weird way. Just say I was writing down how I wanted my life to go. From I wrote it down in a way that I wanted my life to go, and I read it before I went. But what I did do when I was reading it, asked the spirit to read what I wrote. Sleep. Everything that I written down, I saw it, and I saw my spirit ask me, "You want to go? You want to stay here?" I chose to stay here out of fear.
Dang, that's crazy, dude. What if you would have went?
Yeah. If I would have.
And who was the spirit that was talking to you?
It was basically my spirit.
Like your higher self?
Yeah.
That's interesting. What about the, well, who knows? Anything's possible.
Hello, dear listener. Have you ever had a paranormal experience? A spiritual or esoteric experience? Have you ever seen a UFO or something that you could not explain? Have you ever witnessed anomalous activity that defies reality? Have you ever experienced unexplained mysteries of existence? If you have your own cryptic tale and would like to have it shared on the podcast, then call 1-800-757-6049 and leave a message of your experience. If it's what Cryptic Chronicles is all about, then it will be shared on the show. Just make sure you thought about what you will say ahead of time and give a clear and concise account. Also make sure to leave your name, where you're from, or any information that will assist in making a clear picture to portray to listeners of Cryptic Chronicles. Once again, call 1-800-757-6049. That's 1-800-757-6049. We look forward to hearing from you.
But what about the many world theory? Have you heard of that?
I haven't heard of that one.
Well, I was basically just kind of roughly talking about it. With quantum entanglement and the many worlds theory, we're essentially immortal on a quantum scale. And this is because there are so many alternate worlds out there with alternate versions of reality. There will be realities where we have achieved immortality in some way or are incredibly more advanced to the point humans transcend what we would call physical matter. With the many worlds theory, there's just... how do I explain it? Have you seen the show Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Rick and Morty, they play off the premise of the many worlds theory in quantum physics, quantum mechanics. Basically, there's so many alternate versions of reality, and there's a new one made every time any of us make a conscious decision, that we are immortal and spread throughout the universe infinitely. Like, not even the universe, all universes, infinite universes. And in saying that, this theory bothers people a lot of time because it basically means that nothing matters. Like, why would your universe matter if there's just an infinite number of your universes elsewhere? But I don't think that way, but some people don't like that theory because of that. I think it's just too much for a lot of people to just grasp intellectually, and they just, they're so trapped in their egos. They're like, what? I'm not important or unique, and they just can't handle that.
I would look at it, oh, well, that's the case, and I could go to that reality.
Yeah, I look at it as them all being me. Like, and I'm part of the universe, so it's like, really when it comes down to it, we're talking about energy. All matter is connected. There's no separation. Separation is an illusion. So in a sense, you are the universe. You are all of the multiverse, and you're you at the same time.
You know what? Hollywood's been putting that out too. You ever seen a movie called The One?
Yeah, that's a great movie. I love the fight scene at the end to Papa Roach. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was like, whoa, wow, there's different me's. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the many worlds theory. Except in the one, the person becomes more powerful with everyone that dies, the other person that dies. But in the movie universe, there's a limited few numbers of realities, whereas in our real world theory and work in quantum physics, the many worlds are actually infinite. So it's a multiverse that's unending. So if we brought that Jet Li from the universe of the one movie into our world, and he tried to pull that shit, it would be never ending. He would be on a quest that lasts forever.
He could stay where the hell he at.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick. The other one's cool though.
Yeah.
But Professor John Bell perfected Einstein's theories and proved quantum tunneling. Have you heard of John Bell and quantum tunneling?
I've heard of quantum.
Well, through quantum tunneling, it's been observed that particles have the ability to cross barriers they shouldn't be able to. So since particles can also unexplainably have a wave function at the same time as being a particle can essentially tunnel its way through solid matter while being matter, but behaving like wave energy. And sadly, particles don't act like this that make up matter of the human body, or we'd be able to just walk through walls, which would be pretty sweet. But particles act differently depending on what the matter makes up the object in physical reality. So, like I was saying earlier with the double slit experiment, matter acts different depending on who's looking at it. It actually also acts different depending on what the matter is making, such as a human body. We're not essentially under the same rules, is what I'm saying. Like regular matter just out in existence that's making up stuff, it doesn't have to follow all the rules that the matter that in our bodies have to follow. Or do it, or does it? I mean, who knows? That may be what the sages and, all the spiritually enlightened people actually achieve, is an awakening to the point where they understand that they're just these vibrating balls of energy. And in saying that, thoughts, just like anything else, are energy, and therefore a force that can have influence. Basically, probably it has a force over matter. So thoughts are made of the same thing as any physical matter. And thoughts have energy and power behind them that can actually change things out there in the universe. Where thoughts go, energy flows. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
So when we think of thoughts, they don't just stay in our head, but since everything's connected and there's no separation is an illusion. Whenever you have a thought, it can essentially influence everything in existence.
Yeah.
Because we're in a big ball suit. That's the universe, the multiverse. Man, somebody's pissed.
Oh, he is.
So how is the Anything Goes Renegade podcast going?
I've been struggling with it.
How so?
Well, I've been trying to find certain dates to do it on, and I could just never find one. So I'm just gonna do it on Sunday. Sundays are the time that's common.
That's cool, man. I'll always collaborate with you and share your podcast to get you more subs. All right. Thank you for listening to that chat on energy with Dimetries Leroy Smith. Please visit the Anything Goes Renegade Podcast. Do you have any links for that?
Yeah, I got a link for that.
Can you send me a link in chat so when I post the podcast episode, I can have it there?
Yeah.
Awesome.
No problem.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks for a wonderful show, Dimetries. And I'll talk to you again soon.
All right.
All right, man. Take it easy.
You too.
Later.
All right. Deuce.
That's all for today, and you know the drill. Don't forget to call in, though, to share your own cryptic encounters and have them talked about on the show. Just call 1-800-757-6049. Once again, that is 757-6049. So just call in and leave a message of your tale. The weirder, the better. Cryptic Chronicles is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and basically all podcast hubs and apps. Make sure to support our sponsor, Blueberry. And don't forget to visit the website, crypticchronicles.com. Follow us on social media like Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, you know, all the usual suspects. And check out our YouTube channel and go subscribe to it because it's getting kind of awesome. And if you really, really like Cryptic Chronicles, then please consider just taking a second out of your day and giving us a good review on iTunes or whatever you use to get your episodes. Just give us good reviews on there. That'd be sweet. And if you'd like to go a step further than that, then please maybe just consider supporting us on Patreon. For $1 a month, you can get episodes early, exclusive episodes only unlocked on Patreon, ad-free versions of the show, and uncensored versions of the show. And all of our YouTube videos, for the most part, you'll get early. Plus, you get to join the Discord channel, and depending on what you pledge, you can even come co-host an episode with me or choose a topic of an episode. It's just all around great. Go check it out pretty much just for the option of hanging out with me on Discord. That alone is worth it. And of course, shout out to my current patrons. Shout out to you, Kenny, Stephanie Wilkie, Angela Delaire, who was on the show today, Leanne Watson, Mark Lane, of course, and of course, can't forget Linda Gonzalez. Thank you all so much for being my patrons. It means so much to me, and I just really, really appreciate it. Thank you. It was good to talk to you again, and thanks for listening to Cryptic Chronicles. And as the most brilliant psychologist who ever lived once said, thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge.